R.I.P.
Okay. Oh, who died?
All those girls in Kabul.
What girls in Kabul?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why we're talking about it.
But I held a sign that said "Bring back our girls."
No, they got bombed.
Those were the other girls.
By who? Americans?
No, it was
for going
it
to
was
school.
in Afghanistan for going to school.
Well, Afghanistan wasn't like if I saw a meme which they're aka the Holy Scriptures, and it was like a picture of Afghanistan in like the '60s, and they're all like all bougie and like in little skirts
yeah. Like
and
Iran.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Iran was before the Shah, '79. They were Andy Warhol used to go there. You know, that's how Western they were. So this, I mean, this kind of stuff I find. Wait, they were bombed specifically because
they were at school. 83 kids, I think, at the time.
Mostly
of
girls and
recording.
women. Yeah.
Mostly girls and women, 11 to 15 years old. We never hear about this because we're too busy talking about freaking something dumb like Mr. Potato Head. And here's how badass the girls were, because they also went back to school the next day. In America, they'd be like, I'm traumatized forever. I can't ever go back and step foot there. And they didn't even know if some of their classmates were alive or dead. And they were like, we're going back to school because they're not going to try and take our light and stop us. I get emotional and stop us from learning. So
this is very disturbing.
I know it's very upsetting, but I wanted to give them attention and RIP, and also to Alireza Monfared. He's 20 years old. He was beheaded by his half-brother and his cousins for being gay in Iran. And so we have it so good, America. This is my point.
Well, do you know what they do to gay men in Iran? Tehran is the world sex change capital. Because if you're a gay man, like, you're either going to get killed, or they're like, or you could just say you're a woman, and they will put you through the whole treatment and basically force you to identify as transgender to get through it. And gay men had to fight for a very long time, decades, to be like, I'm not secretly a woman. I'm not some third gender. I'm fully a guy, and I enjoy being with men. I think people in this country, and, you know, being born in the Soviet Union, being raised in a Russian household, are completely oblivious to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And they think it's basically like Rick Santorum.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they're religious and backwards in other parts of the country. Like, they're just like George W. Bush. Well, George W. Bush is a hero now, but whoever the villain is at the moment. And this is also a lesson to every single other girl in Afghanistan. It's like, you sure you want to go to school tomorrow? Because there's plenty of us, and there's plenty of your schools. That's plenty of targets.
Yeah. And they still refuse to back down. And then in the aftermath of the beheading, all these LGBTQI plus allies, they walked through Iran with a rainbow flag and sent the videos to this activist, and they just had their backs. But even that is just such an act of bravery.
ما هستیم وجود داریم انسانیم و میتونیم عاشق شیم.
همکسگرا در این ویدیو رو برات میگیره با وجودی که میدونیم ممکنه دستگیر بشیم اعدام بشیم کشته بشیم.
This whole week I've just been saying Americans need gratitude and perspective, because they're constantly running around like we're oppressed. We don't get to say anything. We don't have free speech. I'm like, we have it so good. We have it so good. And I just feel like this is part of the danger is, you know, I was talking to Jonathan Haidt, and he was saying that young people are more depressed and anxious than ever before. And I'm not knocking anyone who suffers from depression, mental health, anxiety, but part of that I don't understand. It's because they're being taught that they don't have it as good. You know, there's...
I think Camille Pally also hit the nail on the head when she said that our contemporary university system is institutionalized neurosis.
Yeah.
So basically you're sent to school and you're basically whipped up and given kind of bad mental health lessons, and are taught that if you're content, there's something wrong with you, and are encouraged to feel like worked up all the time and on edge. And it's extremely deleterious both to our future as a culture and the mental health of these young individuals, which is why when Harvard is burned to the ground, we're all going to cheer.